Hello, motherfuckers, and good morning. Welcome to my Club of Cocktails. It is Saturday morning, just after 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. West Coast is the best coast. Rainbow just got picked up not too long ago. Club Kottontale. You. Extremely needed. Um, extremely needed. I woke up about 30 minutes before 7, as I usually do. And then of course a text message to, Voldemort, Rainbow's dad, coming. But this one was different. This one let me know that Lady Voldemort was coming with him. First time that she's ever come to pick her up. I've had to deal with Lady Voldemort being there when Rainbow gets dropped off. But until now, we had avoided um, morning time pickups. It's extremely difficult for me to see Voldemort, let alone two Voldemorts, and and then just to I'm trying to deal with that. Had tons of anxiety attacks that were turning into panic attacks, and then we got ourselves out of those, and now I'm just kind of well, literally just before I started this meeting, I was in an anxiety attack, but something about Club Kottontale is just therapeutic, so I don't feel as full of anxiety as I did moments ago, but it's just really frustrating that I had to quickly try to process that I was having to deal with two Voldemorts in the morning, and then you know she's getting picked up and everything, getting her into the car, and I'm dealing with Rainbow being distracted because I knew that Rainbow was going to be distracted like that. Like, I already knew that, having an extra person in a car plus a dog was going to distract her, and it made it very difficult to say goodbye to her. Um, as I was saying goodbye to Rainbow and her dad was getting her in her car seat, I figured I would say goodbye to Rex, which is the dog Voldemort Rex, the doggy of the Voldemorts, and giving him love, and he was bringing me kind of some joy because the doggy. How can you not love a doggy, right? Rex is just adorable. But then it was what was underneath Rex that caught my attention and instantly gave me a panic attack that I had to basically just deal with because I had Lady Voldemort and Voldemort right in front of me. A blanket that my mom got for Rainbow when she was in my belly. It was a baby blanket that my mom had gotten for us, one that was used in a 3-month shoot. It was Rainbow's very first ever photo shoot. We used that blanket in that photo shoot. The blanket has literal rainbows on it. When I mentioned, oh, this is one of Rainbow's baby blankets, and then no one said anything, so I said it again, and Voldemort goes, oh, I didn't realize. You didn't realize that the rainbow blanket was your daughter Rainbow's? And it was just trying to deal with having to see both Voldemorts, and then putting on top of the fact that, no respect whatsoever for me on the fact that you're bringing your wife, your new wife, to go to your ex-wife's to pick up your daughter, and we haven't even been divorced for a fucking year. So aside from that, then you have your wife's new puppy sitting, probably peeing on your daughter's newborn blanket that has a lot of meaning to the family. The only reason I left it there was so then Rainbow would still have some of her newborn memorabilia. I'm Club Cottontail is needed. So now that I've gotten the grunt of my thoughts and feelings out, let's get some more medicine in us. Spread the content, I guess, although a part of me doesn't even want to. I think the only reason I'm even going to spread this content is because, well, I would rather have more Club Cottontail content on the Facebook more than anything. So, oh, good, we have a lurker. We usually do. Whenever it says Club Cottontail is needed in the title, or moisture needed, anything pertaining to, we need something, there's always a person that pops in and just, oh, it's time to lurk. She's having a panic attack. Oh, it's so entertaining. That's how you look when you pop in just to watch me feel the things that I am feeling. Because if you were going to talk to me, When I go to the chat, there would have been words there. There wouldn't have just been a person watching. Hi, lurker. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Because, it's morning time for me, but that don't mean it's morning time for you. I hope you enjoy your lurking activities for this meeting. I already know you're either going to feel bad for me and be like, oh man, I shouldn't be watching this. Or you're a person like, oh yeah, this is the douchey shit. Just keep saying it, Cottontail. There's only one way or the other. You're either someone who actually feels for me, or you're someone who's here that just watches for information. Or in the very, 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 very off and rare chance, you're a brand new person who's never been to Club Kottontale. But if that was the case, usually new people, as soon as I interact with them, are like, oh shit, and then they backpedal out. So you're probably someone who's been here before, probably many a times. And I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you're probably someone who enjoys, maybe even gets off on me having panic attacks or anxiety or being triggered by a lurker. You probably think it's funny, like, this person is triggered by a person watching them. Literally why I do YouTube. We have triggers. We want to desensitize ourselves to triggers. Insert Club Cottontale. Live right motherfucking now. Come say hello. Some giddy up and go. Where's my cowboy? I'm a cowboy, baby. Need more medicine right now. But we don't want to. I'm so sorry, but you have to. We don't want a panic attack. Still have anxiety, we gotta keep it down. God, I wish I could remember what tune this is. It's a fucking poppy country song. That's the country that I tend to like, is the poppy country. Not the actual country chunky. Twangy country kind of gets underneath my skin. Ride all night, all day. It's gotta be, I think it's a Kid Rock song. I want to be a cowboy, baby. Yeah, that's the song. That is indeed the song. Okay, Kottontale is moist. Perfect. Live right motherfucking now. Come say hello, Cottontails. Okay. If you're curious on what I am doing, I am simply spreading my deliciously moist content. That is what you're watching right now. It's my content. So I am spreading that content onto the only places that I do, which is the Facebook that's connected to this YouTube's and my Snapchat, my preferred social media. Ooh. So if you happen to make it your way to the actual channel where the content originated, the YouTube of Kottontale is moist. There's a link, and only one link, and probably forever will only be one link. It's the hashtag moist link. Oh, go figure, she used the word again. But you click that link and it takes you to the Facebook page, which I am sharing the stream right now. See, sharing the stream, spreading the content. Which one sounds better? Just fly it. Oh, my heart feels like it's jumping out of my chest, packed its bag, and it's fucking out the door. It's like, peace! We are done. Motherfucking now. Come say hello, Cottontails. Giddy up and go. Love with some moist kisses. Okay, Cottontails moist. Live right motherfucking now. Okay, okay. That is good. DC's not. Let's just make sure we know. Back out. We want to chill in our bush. I thought about, because sometimes I kind of want people in game to potentially be part of Club Cottontale. Not today. I have no passy. So, until no one can hear me. So, oh, busy boy. Okay. Snapchatty. Cheese. Oh boy. I think we failed. Okay, there we go. Let's try it again. Oh, where are we? Oh. Cheese! Take it before it disappears. That was way difficult. My hand's all shaky. My hand's like, we don't do it. We can't. Seriously though, Club Kottontale needed. So here we are. Here we be at 7:30 in the morning. 7:30 on a Saturday. I'm sweating profusely and I gotta say, I dislike Voldemort. Cause we don't hate around here. Hate is a strong word. You hate situations, you don't hate people. But you know what? You can dislike a person all you fucking want to. But hate is a very deep emotion, and we hate situations. We do not hate people. Okay? Situation I just had to be in. Oh, I fucking hate that. Oh, I hate it so much. But I do not hate the people who are involved in the situation. I just dislike some of them a lot. Ooh, our lurker's still lurking. I wonder what kind of lurkiness they have today. Is the content interesting too? Is this get you? Does this give you joy? I'm sure that voice gave you joy, but that was me and my sarcasm, because I am here in Club Cotton to help myself feel better. So I am going to do all the things that will help me feel better, and letting the Cottontail Ambers run rampant and do whatever the fuck they want and feel whatever they want and not have to be mindful to tell them to shut the fuck up because, oh, what they say might be kind of fucking weird. I don't give a fuck. Go wild, Ambers. Oh, I'm constantly having to be mindful of thoughts and feelings that may or may not be mine. Could it be me? Could it be anxiety? Who knows? Right now, I just wants to be in Club Cottontail and let it motherfucking flow. Alright, content has officially been spread to the two places that we like to spread it. That is good. That is great. Now we are going to medicate. Oh man, the mixture of one medicine bowl plus Club Cottontail definitely helping a good amount, but we still got that just like super duper chest pains. I don't like having to see Voldemort twice a week. Now I have to see Lady Voldemort twice. Like, I am just hoping and praying to the universe that Lady Voldemort is not with them tomorrow. But I already know she probably is. So, like, but, like, the extra fucked up part is that, like, and I know he doesn't care because he does not care about me and our past like that, but just 3 days ago was the anniversary of the very first time that I ever had a positive pregnancy test, and I've only been pregnant by one person. That was my ex-husband. 4/20, 2017, I told him that we were pregnant. It was crazy shock, but we were excited. We spent the next month telling people excited for it, and then we miscarried a month later. And it's just like, I know the universe is doing this to test me, but it's just fucked up. Like, I wish that he would use a little bit of his fucking mindfulness. Just have an iota, just a fucking shred of fucking respect for the person who takes care of his child 5 to 6 days a week, who does it all and tried to love him even though all he did was ever hate me. Like, you just have no respect for me. You don't fucking care. You know, and it's just like these little things lead me to believe that, like, he never loved me, like, that our whole entire relationship was a sham, that from the moment that, you know, we started getting close, it was already after, like, because I didn't want a boyfriend when I met him. He was supposed to just be a fun little toy, you know, and, you know, I started developing feelings for my toy. So, you know, when we realized it was going that way, you know, like, it was verbalized that we liked each other. Like, I told him, like, hey, you know, I could see this going further. I need to tell you about my health challenges. And I feel like from that moment when I finally had the confidence and strength within myself to finally tell a person about every single thing that I deal with mentally and physically, because they had the right to know that if they were going to develop a romantic relationship with me. The first person that I decided to do that took all of that information and just used it against me for the next 6 years. And still uses it against me. Like, I mean, I can barely, you know, it was difficult enough. Like, I couldn't tell him no. Like, he asked. He asked me if Lady Voldemort could come to drop Rainbow off, right? He asked me. And, like, I was just so taken back, and, like, my chest started to hurt, and I just, like, I was just like, yeah, no problem. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't want to say no, because I didn't want to rock the boat. I didn't want him to be mean. I fucked myself, because I'm still trying to heal from everything that he did to me, and that I can't say certain things to him. I fucked myself because when he first asked if Lady Voldemort could drop Rainbow off, if she could be there, I should have said no. I should have said no. Regardless of what he would have said afterwards, regardless if it would have caused rifts, I should have said no. Because now I'm the only one having to deal with all of that. I should not have had to see Lady Voldemort when I was giving my daughter to her dad. Ooh, it looks like the lurker finally took off. Yay! Maybe not. I don't know. Technology is weird. At one portion it says yes, on the other portion it says no. On all roundabouts, I have no idea because technology does what it wants, how it wants, whenever the fuck it wants to. Like, sometimes it does what you want and it works really good, but most of the time it's like, what are you doing, technology? Like, what the fuck? But thank you to the lurker for finally realizing, like, oh shit, she don't like lurkers. Maybe I shouldn't be watching this. That leads. Oh, nope, nope, they're still there. Or maybe it's a new one. Who knows? All I know is anytime that I put Club Kottontale needed, content needed, moisture needed, something with the needed, there's always a lurker just like, oh, she needs something. I'm glad that I at least was able to call my mermie and she answered her phone, because I don't really have anybody that I can call when I'm having a panic attack like that. Like, I don't have a friend that I can call. I don't have any. I have best friends, but I don't have best friends that I can call and be like, I'm having a fucking panic attack. Like, help? I can't do that. I don't have any that are like that. I actually recently, was really needing, and I didn't go into details. I was just like, I need a hug. So I sent that to a few people, and most of the people actually responded to me. Everyone except for one, and the one person who didn't has actually been my friend for the longest. But they've also always been like that. They've never been a person that I go to when I'm feeling that way. You know what I mean? Like, that's just never really, like, we've been close, and definitely when we hang out it's like we can talk about anything and everything, but she's never been ready and available like that. Probably never will be, and that's okay, because just a few minutes after I messaged 7 people, and I just said hugs. I know I could use one right now from an adult, and virtually is the only way I get one. That's literally the message I sent to all 7 people. Within minutes, 4 people responded. Alicia, of course. I already knew Alicia would be one of the ones to respond. And then my friend Cassie, and well, Jessica was the first person. Jessica, and then Alicia, and then Cassie, and then Raymundo, uh, and then my sissy wolf. They all got back to me, and then Kayla, a while later, once she got to her message and everything, she messaged me. Literally 6 of the 7 people, I want to say. Um, just sent me back hugs, or even a extra message within. It was just really lovely. You know what I mean? I may not have people that check on me or like hit me up first, but I do have people that when I'm feeling at a place and just need someone to talk to, I can message them, and I can, you know, I do have some people that will respond, either in their time span or really quickly. I was actually really surprised at how quickly, some of them responded, and it was really, really lovely. It was, very helpful. Um, I definitely look forward to the day that, I just have someone who knows everything about me, that like I look forward to the day when I have a person on Saturday mornings who messages me at 6 a.m. before Voldemort has a chance to message me, and it's just like, hey, and maybe it's romantic, so they're like, hey, beautiful. I just want to make sure that you're thinking about me before you have to see the one that we do not speak of. And then, as soon as like 7:30 hits and they know that they've left, hey, it's me again. Just want to make sure you're doing okay. Do you need me to come over? You need to call? Want to do a virtual toke chat? Like they just check on me because they know that I'm having that anxiety. They know how difficult it is for me to do a certain situation. One day, I'm gonna have that. I'm gonna have that. Just a person who just like not just says that they think about me, but they actually show that they think about me the way that I do with my friends, most all of my friends really are introverted. I have a few that are like omniverted, where they're introverted and extroverted. I have a few omniverted friends, but an omniverted person, at least my omniverted people, they still kind of are more towards the introverted spectrum, whereas I can seem like I'm omniverted, but really I'm extroverted and just enjoy my alone time sometimes because I enjoy being by myself. That's I'm just always gonna enjoy my me time, especially when I need it. Like right now, I'm enjoying my me time a lot because I don't want to be around anybody, But at the same time, I didn't want to be alone, and that's why we're here in Club Kottontale. Too many thoughts and feeling brewing in our brains for me to sit and stew by myself right now. Probably gonna do a good stretch and sweat after this and then take a shower. I have to go grocery shopping. But my list is super tiny. I only have $77 in food stamps left. So my list is rather tiny. I thought my list was like right here, but it's actually over there. Let's listen to some music. Yeah, mama, you super thick. Come on over. Why don't you break this dick? Oh, it is thick with a K. I thought it was a thick with two C's. Oops. I'm gonna listen to this at least twice. Yeah, you super thick. Come on over, shake that ass, come and break this dick. This is why I love Club Cottontale. Club Cottontale made me get medicine in me, which in turn made me want music. Because a lot of times I just don't even want to listen to music, but music is amazing. The 9-inch stick. Oh my god, I had it was like a sexy dream. I didn't like have sex in it, but like there was a person in it, and I definitely felt their form. Been a long time since I felt a form. Yeah, she's super thick. In my dream, yeah, I felt that dick. I have no idea who the person was in my dream, though. I have speculation on who the person might be, and we don't like the speculation on who we think it might be, because ew. If you thick, you better come break this dick. Yeah, mama, yeah. Yeah, she's super thick. Come shake that ass. Hope you break my dick. Yeah, she's super thick. Hope you break my dick. And repeat. I don't know anybody alive who don't listen to one song on repeat a few times. It varies on what song it might be. You know what I mean? I remember at one point, many a time, singing, or not, well, singing and listening to Linkin Park's Crawling over and over and over again. Crawling in my skin, these wounds they will not heal. Yeah. Yeah, no. Over and over and over again. Same thing with I mean, there's lots of songs I've listened on repeat, but there's always a few that I definitely are go backs to, like Sia's "Floating Through Space." Another one is "Shine Like Rainbows." That one is kind of like a little different for me because of who introduced it. So it like I like the song, but I have to be very mindful just to think about the song and not who introduced me to the song. Um, My Chemical Romance, tons of different My Chemical Romance songs, but especially Famous Last Words. Yes. Now I know that I can make you stay. But where's your heart? Where's your heart? Dude, I'm gonna make a leg shake. Crumble, yes, please. I'm so glad. I am so thankful that in 2016, actually, it probably was about this time in 2016 because it's April. It was about April of 2016 when I really started watching a live stream, and that's when I realized that like it wasn't just because up until that time the only person I came across, I think it was like Pokemon, honestly, like who's super big now, but like back then, like she it was real modest. You know what I mean? It was like February of 2017, which was probably around the time she started. I don't know. I don't keep up with shit like that. But she was a Twitch streamer, and like she had a good amount of people in there, but it wasn't like popping how it is now. But like I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But that's what I assumed. I assumed you had to be someone who had a shit ton of a following to be able to do that type of thing. And then I soon realized that like no, anybody can make content just like anybody can make posted content. See, I knew that anybody could make posted content like on YouTube and things like that where you create a video and you post it. I knew that, but I for some reason in my mind you could only do a live stream if you were someone who had a certain amount. Which now YouTube changed it up. Like it used to be you didn't have a certain amount of people to do a stream from your phone. Like I remember having 250 people and doing streams from my phone. You know what I mean? Now you have to have over 1,000 to do that. So like YouTube switched it up a little bit, but it's still the sort of thing like you don't have to have any VIPs to pop open your no, not pop open it, but put a game in, play on your PlayStation 4 like we have here. There's you got to be more delicate. Like instead of writing motherfucking in the title, I have to put motherfucking, and it's because on the PlayStation 4 it's E for everyone. Like anybody can come across those. So like is recommended not to put content in the title. Like if I wanted content in the title, it would need to be a strictly a YouTube content type of thing. Like loopholes and things you gotta learn. But anyways, yeah, so in 2016, which was only 6 years ago, is when I first kind of like, okay, like anybody can do a live meeting. And I had been thinking about making posted content for a while on YouTube I'd been thinking about it for years. And then I finally talked to my therapist about it. Like, I want to utilize it for this. And the main thing was to help my social anxiety. And I explained to them how I felt like it would help and things like that. And they're like, I think it would too. Let's do this. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like I gotta do it when I feel like doing it. And they're like, well, yeah, that's what I meant. But they were basically giving it the okay. Like if your therapist tells you not to do something, listen to them. They're trying to help you. They're not trying to hinder you. So, with the go ahead, and I remember that first year they had asked me every single time whenever I started therapy, the first thing, how is streaming going? How is how is that going for you? Like, what are the interactions? Like, they always wanted to know about that because they wanted to make sure that it was helping more than hindering. Because like, it's a cesspool of a place. You're gonna get a shit ton of 80s dolls. You're gonna get things that are gonna hinder you. But see, I was taking those hindrances, and I still do, and we take those hindrances and triggers and turn them into something that we can desensitize ourselves to. And then, aside from social anxiety, I've been able to help other things like my heights fear, especially like my fear of heights. It's probably always going to be in real life. Like, it's probably going to be nearly impossible to not have me be scared of heights in real life. But in video games, I have helped it tenfold. I can go to high places. I'm even able in this game. I go on some mountains. I'm like, oh my god, like I can't believe I'm up here. 7 years ago, I never would have done this in a video game because we were terrified. But doing the things that I did in Grand Theft Auto, and then playing Minecraft and doing these huge builds and flying through the air and dropping myself and making myself see all this and causing a shit ton of panic that we desensitized ourselves to, made it to where, our fear of heights in video games is nowhere where it used to be, and it's just going to keep improving. Also, like on my social anxiety aspect, like 7 years ago, you never would have caught me actually interacting with people online unless it was someone that I knew in person. Like if I interacted with someone on MySpace, or when I joined briefly attempted some Facebook re in 2011. I only added people I knew, only talked to people I knew. But it just was not for me, like, so in 2014, 2015, I was like, nope, I'm done, you know, and I stopped using it in 2014, but I spent the next year collecting pictures and stuff, because, people share a lot of things on there, and I was like, I don't want to lose all this. And then 2016, Club Kottontale came into existence, and I only had Snapchat because I had been reversing, having Facebook or MySpace be my preferred social media. But at that time, I didn't have a preference in social media because I didn't care for it. But as it became more prominent, and then I came across Snapchat, I really enjoyed Snapchat from the beginning. November 2014, when I started using Snapchat, I was just like, ooh, I love this. So for me, I was like, okay, every so often I enjoy putting a thought, a limerick on Facebook. Let's do that on Snapchat. And then, you know, end of story. But then when I started my fucking contentory, people were like, you're not on Facebook? How are we supposed to keep up with you when you're not streaming and yada yada yada? So because of those interactions is why I even, made the hashtag Mooiisstt link and have the link to the Facebook. Otherwise, I wouldn't use Facebook at all. Um, I try my best to not use it for anything other than YouTube, networking, and mild social interaction. I do talk to strangers because now it's like most of my interactions are online, and it has nothing to do even with like pandemicry. Like everyone always goes, "Oh yeah, it's been like that for everyone for the last 2 years." Mine has been like that since 2016. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference. I got to see some people, like obviously when Rainbow was born, I got to see people every once in a while, but I like obviously everything that happened in the world affected it even more, so it took the little bit of interactions I had and made them non-existent. But even back in 2018, I remember only really seeing people once a year, and that was for Rainbow's birthday. you know um or I had to be on Facebook to be able to see what they were doing. That's something else too, is like, you know, no one ever really just like texts people anymore or has phone conversations, and I enjoy and miss that. It really does make me nostalgic for the early 2000s when, we had cell phones, but they didn't have even the capability to take pictures. And if you did have a phone that could take pictures, because those came out in like 2002, 2003, you were a rich person. Your family had money, and that's why you had that phone. The rest of us, if we had a phone, it was just like a tiny little phone where you had to, the ABCs were 1, 2, 3. So if you wanted to say babe, you had to go 2, 1, 2, ABCDE. So you'd have to go to the 2, press it 3 times to get to the E. Like that's how we texted. The T9 texting. Um, Everything now is just so odd and crazy and weird. I got a message back saying that I'm glad that they're safe. Voldemort always messages me once they're safe. He's like, made it safe, have a great weekend. I apologize about the blanket again. I'll have it washed and to you by next weekend at the soonest. Again, I am sorry. So at least he's acknowledging the fucked upness of her baby blanket being underneath the dog. So he recognizes that, but that's just it, as I said something, you know? I don't, like, and it was hard. A part of me, like, didn't want to say something, but I couldn't not, you know? Oh shit, see, and I was supposed to tell him that I'm keeping her Mother's Day weekend. That was something that I was supposed to tell him. I guess I could tell him in the text message, but I'm not going to. But, like, not next weekend, but the weekend after that is Mother's Day weekend. And I want to keep Rainbow for Mother's Day, so. Oh, goodness gracious, man. Hope you break my dick. I'm gonna shake that ass. Eating peaches round here. Okay. The message that they made it safe, which cheers to anybody lurking, twerking, or watching this incognitally. Thank you again. I mean, they could still be here, but watching incognito. Either way, like, sometimes I don't see a number. It's weird is because, like, it doesn't show a number here on the screen, but it does show it on my phone. It's just odd. Like, is there a person? Is there not a person? I don't know. But either way, you know, whenever it's the number isn't on all aspects, like how it's not here, you know, sort of thing, I feel like it's less chances. Like, obviously, I could be wrong. Who fucking knows? You never really know how many people. That's why I like to say, you know, thank you to anybody lurking, twerking, or watching incognitally. You could be watching it, you know, and I just can't see your number. Or, you know, special thank you to those watching it later on as posted content. You could not join it when it was live, so you're watching it later on, and I appreciate you. But, we're gonna get our second medicine bowl on us. I had to force some medicine. I don't usually have medicine this early on a Saturday, because you know, I'd been dealing with having to see Voldemort, so I don't necessarily need medicine anymore to see Voldemort. But it was different with Lady Voldemort. Like, I was not ready and prepared to see Lady Voldemort at 7 in the morning. Okay, I just wasn't ready for that. I mean, it would be difficult even if it was like 5 years after we'd been divorced. You know what I mean? It would be difficult having like a new person kind of coming in a little bit. It might trigger old feelings because he was my abuser. Like, it triggers a lot of emotions and feelings. But see, we haven't even been divorced for 1 year and they got married. They've been married now February, March, April for 3 months. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I, you know, was still healing from everything in our relationship and then healing from finally getting the divorce that I wanted so badly. You know, I had been needing and wanting it. Finally had that. And then, you know, it's a few months after we finally divorced. And then he's like, oh, by the way, I'm engaged. Okay. And then a few months later, oh, by the way, I got married. I'm just like, no, can we just, like, stop, pull the brake? Like, huh. And then, of course, all of that is, of course, going to make me think about how I don't have anybody. Not for lack of trying. I've been putting myself back into the dating world since spring of 2020. And even back in spring of 2020, I attempted to get to know an old friend, and he just led me on, like, really intensely. Like, that was fucked up. Having someone that I had crushed on for literally a decade, and, like, it was super cute thinking, like, oh, because I told them that I had been crushing on them for a long time, but they always were in a relationship. And then they told me, same thing, they were like, I crushed on you, but you always had a boyfriend. And then this was, like, the first time we were both single, and I was thinking, like, oh my god, this is so cute and adorable. And then they just didn't put any effort, and then led me on a shit ton. So it was just like that, not cute, not even anything. Um, so it's like, that was one of my first experiences getting back in the dating world. And then, attempting to get no strangers was even more difficult. And, I felt kind of hopeful when, spring of 2020, we put ourselves back into the dating world, and I had a date, albeit a bad date. It was still a date in August of 2020. I was like, okay, like, spring, we get back in the dating world. By summer, we have a fucking, a date. Like, we're going to have more dates after that. No, that was our last date. If we get to August of this year, it'll be 2 years since we had a fucking date. Not even just been single, but a date. Hi, guys. Oh, hello. I mean, we are the Ambers. When you have DID, it is like you're multiple people. So, hi, how are you? Ooh, is your name actually Abrams, or is that like a nickname? Because with, YouTube-ness, you never know. Is it their real name? Is it a nickname? At one point, I was using my real name. Since 2016, it's been a nickname sort of thing. But good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. For me, it is morning. It's just after 8 a.m. About to have some delicious medicine. Oh, wait, it's the Giddy Up song. Ah, it's so perfect. Hold up, Abraham. Oh, that's cool. So Abram is short for Abraham. That's awesome. Well, welcome, Abraham. Welcome to my Club of Kottontales. Welcome, welcome. Cheers if you're 420 friendly. And being 420 friendly, because a lot of people think, oh, I'm not 420 friendly, I don't smoke. You can be 420 friendly and not smoke. I've had many friends who are 420 friendly, but they don't partake. Girl, you alone? So I say, hold up, I'm tired of all these lies. Hold up. Hold up, tired of all these lies. Hold up, because if you want to make things right, oh, I love NSYNC. Say, hold up. Oh man, I love the song extra much because it makes me think about the NSYNC concert and how I went with Asia Ahern, who was one of my friends in middle school, and Asia made these awesome beaded lassos for us, which I'm pretty sure I still have my beaded lasso. It's in one of my memory boxes. But she made these awesome beaded lassos that she's like, we could like do the lassos during this song. I thought that was so cute. Of course, back then I was definitely not confident enough to be whipping around a beaded fucking lasso at the Instinct No Strings Attached concert summer of '01. Me and my little 13-year-old ass. Actually, I would have been, yeah, 13, almost 14, because I turned 13 December of 1999. So no, I would have been 14. Hey. So I was 14 at the NSYNC concert. How you doing? 21 years ago? Fuck me. That's one way to make yourself feel a little old. Oh my gosh. Oh, but I'm so glad that she made those because it's like a fun memory, and then I get to keep it and remember it. And I love this song. Like, NSYNC is probably one of those. NSYNC and Spice Girls are probably going to be like two bands I'll never stop listening to, which is so beautiful because in the fifth grade, those are my very first CDs. Like some people, most people actually, definitely don't own the very first CD they ever were given, but I still have mine. Fucking Christmas of fifth grade, I got NSYNC self-titled CD and Spice Girls Spice World, and I still own both of them. I listen to those songs on repeat. I have listened to those CDs recently, actually. They both still play and play beautifully. Oh man, I wonder what that was like for my PlayStation 4 when I inserted a CD into it and had it play it. I bet you the PlayStation 4 was like, "What do you think I am, a PlayStation 2?" Oh goodness. Oh, I love this song. It makes me want to play Fortnite though, and it makes me sad. My hands. We can barely ride our horse in this game. Uh, so Fortnite just ain't in the books. It's a good thing I don't really care for this season's battle pass. Welcome to the madhouse. I just love that this song, the first time I came across it, it was literally a Tones and I, because that's who this is Tones and I. They did a concert in Fortnite, and this was like one of the songs they did. But this song has also since forth been featured in Adam's Family 2. So that's fucking phenomenal. The animated Adam's Family 2. Because there's actually two Adam Families too. Actually, that's Adam Family Values. Now that I think about it, the Addams Family movies from the 90s, it's the Addams Family and the Addams Family Values. That was the second one. So there should not be too much confusion. Where they all come back from Mars. This could be Club Cottontail's theme song. Now that I think about it. Welcome to the madhouse. Because, like, a lot of people, majority of people, I think, still feel that mental health and mental health challenges are that of a person who would just throw into a straitjacket and toss them away into a building. So, like, a madhouse. So, I feel like it's very metaphorically perfect for Club Cottontail. Because Club Cottontail is therapeutic for me. This exists to help me be me and then also help myself mentally, physically. Like, having a place for you to be 100% you is delicious. And my concept was that, when I would try to interact or see things, like, there just wasn't stuff that was 100% for me. And I wanted a place where I could be 100% me. So I created it. And then on the terms of having a place 100% for me, it helps me with other stuff. Like, Club Cottontail is the perfect storm. Ooh. Do I want to listen to Encanto music? Yes. Yes, I do. Pip pip cheerio. If you are brand new to Club Cottontail, as some people may be, so this is just my random contention. Hello and welcome to Club Kottontale, a place for me to be 100% me and help myself mentally and physically. It's obviously there is a video game in the background. This is Red Dead Online. This is my little character. She's just been chilling here in this here wooded area. Am I gonna play? Maybe. maybe not. One thing I can tell you, if you're someone who's looking for game content, I'm not. I am not the content you are looking for, because I just don't play games like that. I have carpal tunnel for one, so I can't play games like that. Do I game and do I enjoy it? Oh, fuck yes. And there is a good amount of game content in the channel, but just not a lot. And especially not on ones that say like Club Kottontale needed, Mooiisstt needed. The chances of there being gaming in those meetings is very slim to none. A meeting like Giddy Up Motherfuckers or LO, just like something that's more on the positive side of the spectrum, those would be ones where there's more gaming. But even then, we just like to talk. Like, I try to tell people, I'm like, I don't really classify this as anything. It's not gaming, it's not crafting, it's not simply just chatting, because I do more than just chat. Like, sometimes we'll do other stuff. So I feel like it's kind of like a podcast, you know what I mean? Podcasts do just about anything. Most of the time it's talking, but they do other things on podcasts. So, I mean, especially now that they have like podcast shows, which is really cool. Oh, it's winking at me. And it's got like a heart eye. Oh, I would usually take a picture of this and share it on my Snapchat, but I want to keep this to myself. Because it looks like it's doing like a hard wink, but like the other side is like a heart. And I'm talking about the image on Jaded Rose. When I put crumble on top, it tends to like melt in a certain way, and sometimes there'll be different things. Like one time I had a very extreme winking one, like it was a line with a circle and a very apparent mouth, and people were like, "Oh my god, it's winking at you!" I'm like, "I know, right?" The best part about that is like that you definitely have like good things coming when the bowl that you spark on St. Patrick's Day winks at you. Just saying. um, but this one, it's like, that's definitely a heart. And then it's got the bottom portion where it kind of is like a happy face like that. But then there's a little portion over here that is still green. And so it kind of looks like it's either a tiny eye or a wink. And I definitely feel like it's like heart eyes, but one of the heart eyes is winking. And it's winking at me. And this heart is perfect. It literally looks like a perfect heart. It's so beautiful. Like, a part of me is like, share it, because we usually do, but I want to keep this to me. Romance is coming like winter, but way more affectionate. And now that winter is very much gone and spring has settled its booty in, it's crazy to think that I've been back in the dating world for 2 years. When, I got married back in 2016, even though there was all of the craziness and I did avoid a lot of red flags and, um, maybe I shouldn't have married him knowing that, he had done lies and stuff before we got married, but our daughter was created 2 years after we were married, so I had to get married. In the lines of the life that I have to get my rainbow, my Amber Jr., the way that she is, everything had to happen that way. So, and my wedding was beautiful. Like, I truly do believe that I was meant to have all of that, how it was beautiful. I had perfection is not a thing. Perfect is not a thing. But if perfection was a thing, my first wedding definitely was perfect. It was just beautiful. And I already know that my second wedding, if and when it will ever happen, it will be 1,000 times more beautiful, because it will be with someone who doesn't have red flags that I've ignored. There will be someone who communicates how they think, feel, and what they desire from those things they think and feel, and what they desire from the universe and love and everything else. And I will do the same, and we'll just flourish and grow together. But, when I got married in 2016, I thought that was for life, I figured my little, messed up and very much manipulated brain at that time felt that we could work on and make it work, I felt like that could be a thing, and it wasn't. And being away for over a year now is definitely, been detrimental to healing, because I still have a long way to go before you know, like, I don't even know. Like, I'm very open and wanting and willing of romance to come my way, but I have no idea how I'll actually react to someone giving me romance. Um, Especially because, in the couple years of me attempting to get back into the dating world, we had a few prospects, and I put that very loosely because none of them communicated. A lot of them led me on. A lot of them ghosted me, you know. So I don't know how I would react to someone who actually was putting effort. Like, I would hope that I'd just be mindful because, like, I do a real good job of taking time between each interaction. You know, the last attempt to get to know someone on a romantic realm, none of real, like, super meaning. I think a few months ago was the last time that we had, like, a stranger that we matched with on an app and we were trying to get to know them. Yeah, no, because I always do time in between each one. You know what I mean? If you don't clean and heal your wound from the previous one, it's just going to bleed on to the next one. But yeah, none of the prospects up to this point have even really been a prospect. They've, you know, had red flags, and I was like, oops, nope. Mm-mm. Yeah. Hmm. I'd like to think that I don't know fully, but I'd like to think that if and when romance comes back into my life, like, I might be a bit standoffish, but I'm kind of like a leap sort of gal. That's why, you know, it hurts me so much when even some of those lackluster prospects ghosted and stuff. It's like I'm not putting lackluster into it. So I already know the next time I will be putting that effort. But I think that, you know, I'm not sure how I'll react to someone actually communicating and actually, you know, like I'm usually the one to send like the first messages and stuff like that. Like it's been a long time since I had someone like message me first, like say good morning or something like that. I don't know. Hanging by, not as that'll fill the air as I climb and I push through. What else can I do? Can I deliver us a river of sundew? Careful, they're carnivorous, a little just won't do. I want to feel the shiver of something new. That moment when it's 8:19. I know for a fact that portion of the UK is 8 hours ahead of us, and I'm pretty sure my math is right. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. 8 hours ahead of us is 420. Happy 420. I think I think my sexy Marge is 9 hours ahead of me. She might be 8 hours ahead though, but I think she's 9 hours ahead of me. So it'd be 5:20 for her, not 4:20. I know Georgia, it would be 4:20 for her, but Georgia and I will never be friends because she disappeared for a long time and then she came back to my Snapchat. But then she wasn't really talking. She was just watching all of my stories. And my stories, it's where I put my thoughts and feelings. So she was watching stuff that you don't just watch, like, unless you're an insensitive sort of person. So after a fucking day of her doing that, I did what I do with anybody who lurks on my Snapchat. I called them out. She didn't like that and started, it just was like, you don't know what people are going through, blah, 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 blah. And like, literally all I was thinking was like, if you have time to watch all of my snaps, which It was at least 5 minutes of snaps. You have 5 minutes to watch my snaps, but you don't have time to message, is what I was gonna say to her, but I was like, not worth my time, remove. Like, no. Especially because when I call someone out, I always mention what it does to me. I call the person out like, hey, why are you watching still when you know this triggers me? I don't add people on Snapchat to be watched. I add people on Snapchat to actually have someone to talk to. I don't like people just watching me. Here in YouTube, it's a place where I have no control over the lurkers, so I use it to, it triggers me, I'ma desensitize myself. Boom, bada bing. How I interact with lurkers now, even when I'm in panic like I was when I first started this meeting, is way better and healthier than it was when I first started, back in 2016. So it's like there's that growth there. But this place, I have to deal with it. There, I don't. That's one thing I love about Snapchat is it tells me who watches it. I know who's watching. I know who's viewing. And I've had people who I've talked to. They're like, I'll do my best to, communicate more because I don't want to trigger you. You know what I mean? Like I totally understand. I have one person who is like the top person who talks to me on there, but they're also the top person who watches all my stories. And they even send me messages like, man, you're always having to say this. Like, do people really not see how it's rude to watch all of something and not say at least like hi? You know? Um and she even was like, your stories are, they've made me cry. So it's like, how could someone watch that and not want to at least send a heart, even if it's been 24 hours, maybe not try to pry on the situation, but just send a heart, like sending love. Know that, I'm not just viewing you. I feel for you type of thing. And it's like, I get it. Most people like are using social media for some ridiculous reason. They're not like me who's just being themselves. And like, for example, like I've removed people from my Snapchat that I've known for years. Like I'm not going to keep you on my Snapchat just because I've known you for 15 years because all you're doing is watching my snaps even after I call them out. You know what I mean? Like Jessica. I love Jessica. Jessica is one of the people I text messages when I needed a hug. You know what I mean? Did she ever message me like, hey, you removed me from Snapchat, bitch? No. She did not. You know what I mean? Because she just didn't. Maybe she understands that, she was only lurking and or whatever, but maybe she doesn't care because I am in her life regardless. Like, that is a true friend. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I remove people like that. I literally removed a person who I texted yesterday because I needed a hug because they were only watching my snaps. That is how much I don't like people just watching my snaps. My Snap is my preferred social media. I love Snapchat. I love it so much. I also literally only have like 10 people on it. And only like 2 of them watch my stories. Like, there's a few people that will start watching it, but they stop. So I haven't removed them yet because they're smart. They're like, oh shit, these are getting emotional. I'm not going to watch this. Because they have no intentions of A, seeing me upset, or B, responding. You know? And then I have people like my best friend Raymundo, who he doesn't really watch the snaps, and every so often he might watch 1 or 2, but he doesn't watch the whole thing. But when he does watch it, he always sends me something. Like, I already know that he probably will avoid most of the really long ones because he did watch one and it just made him cry. And he just like wished that he could be there for me. And it was just like I appreciated that so much. You know what I mean? It made me glad that I did use my mindfulness with like certain people and I'm like, okay, this person doesn't watch my story at all, but we chat with them this way. This is like the main communication sort of thing. Um, but there's a lot of people who, I even recently went through it and I was like, why is this person? Like, I had a person named Donna on there who like never uses it, and like, only reason I know who they are is through my ex. So it's like, to delete, why are you on there? Taking you. It's been about an hour already. Let's get some. Oops. There we go. No. I'm like, I want to give kisses. We're done toking. I'm going to decide, do I... I'm going to see what we have for daily challenges for our collector. And then see if... Or ride around the horse a little bit, see how she feeling. But my right hand is my dominant hand. Oh, and it already hurts. So that leads me to believe that we will most likely not. Oh, well. You know you're not alone. So, like, we could obtain some gold from this and this. That won't happen. I tried one time. I even went to a hideout that had enemies, right? Non-player enemies. Went there and like there was a bunch of people, killed the whole gang except for the main guy. I decided to butt him with the gun. He still passed out and he put him out as an X on the map, but we didn't kill him. So it was interesting. But none of them had a collectible, not even one, let alone three. So that ain't gonna happen. But, you know, maybe that, but I don't think that either, cause like I just holding the controller a little bit and the twinge in my wrist. And I have to do some grocery shopping today, which I'll have to make sure to wear my brace, and I'm glad that it's not going to be anything super heavy. For one, I just only have $77 left on food stamps, and the main thing that we are getting is like more yogurt for Rainbow, more string cheese. It's technically not string cheese, it's like more of like a cheese stick, more of the cheese sticks for her. Excuse me, possibly more lunch meat and bread for me, because she still has lunch meat and bread. She's not like, I mean, she's a toddler, so she definitely gets in the mood for certain things. Sometimes it's meat and cheese sandwiches, sometimes it's noodles. Lately she's been super duper on a pancake kick. So, but show you like yogurt always. That's like something that um, I always have to keep stocked up, because some days or some weeks she'll drink like 18 of them, and other times it's just 12. This week it was just 12. That's because she was doing a good amount of applesauce as well, but I just stocked up on applesauce, so I don't need to do applesauce. This comment makes me laugh on so many levels. For one, my carpal tunnel can barely even ride the horse. Literally mentioned that all the way up to the point like this meeting. This is the first time I've even gotten on this horse and moved. So that's fucking hilarious. Like, it's like, get on Fortnite, please. There is a chance for you get a W. I have like hundreds of W's. Why the fuck do I care about one more? I don't. But I also have mentioned many a times, and the real Kottontale, the real fluffy Kottontales who come and know and enjoy Club Kottontalery, they already know that I would be playing Fortnite if I could. My carpal tunnel has been flared so much that I haven't even been able to play not much more than like 5 matches, all of which I took top 5 or better. Oh man, couple of the times when I took second place, I was just like I feel like you could always tell when it's like a little kid, because they either don't do anything or they do the cutest little dance emoji ever, and I just imagine the person's like in utter shock or just like yeah, and it's like that's the whole point, is you're supposed to have fun as long as you're having fun. Um, but yeah, no, it's I've mentioned quite a few times and a few times in this meeting even, but it's a good thing that I'm not really into the battle pass for Fortnite this season, because my hands aren't letting me play it as much as I want, let alone need to be able to get certain things. But yeah, I recently went back through and was looking at it, and the only one that's kind of cool is Doctor Strange, but it's like He looks like, I don't know, for like the skin itself, like something is just like off about it, but he ain't worth it. He ain't worth it to have my carpal tunnel be all felicity flared. Like, we can barely ride a horse, and that's just simply pressing X, let alone all the things that you gotta do in Fortnites. You're gonna like the new season, trust me. See, this is how you could tell that this person does not watch Club Cottontale. I literally just said that I've played this season and I've taken, like, yeah. Enjoy your fucking time out. Honestly, I've blocked this person every single time that they've come in beforehand. I like to get the benefit of the doubt, especially because it had been a hot minute since they had come in. But honestly, like, if you're just gonna constantly be an '80s doll, not pay attention, and be rude as fuck, I don't have time nor patience for you, especially in a meeting where it says Club Cottontail needed. Get on here with your fucking basic BS. Because that really is just basic BS. Let's see. Let's go to the river and see which direction it's going. Oh, we're like by a lake. Oh, that's a. Oh, it's going that way. Coming from the lake, right? Isn't that a lake? Oh, it's not a lake. It's just a river. I wanted to see the chances that. Oh, we're close to Valentine. Oof. I wanted to see the chances that we were close to a waterfall, which this is rushing pretty fast. I'm gonna go investigate the bridge over here. Probably closest thing we'll get to a waterfall. I like the sound. Oh wait, almost looks like that could. Almost looks like it goes into a waterfall, but it probably doesn't. It's probably just more of a steady downslope. I like the sound. Oh man, it's been the perfect Club Cottontail meeting after the intense Voldemort-ry this morning. After this meeting, I think I might put some Just Dance on. Because I love doing Just Dance, but whenever I do Just Dance with Rainbow around, I just basically gotta let her do it. I put it on the kid version, because there's too many chances of, like, me moving and, like, her getting in the way, so. But it's just me, myself, and I in the cave. My mermie hasn't texted, but she did say that after her shower she would just pop in to the meeting, see if I was in here. So if by the time I end this I haven't heard from my mermie, I might text her, be like, hey, I'm gonna do a sweat session, take a shower type of thing. But we always plan for by or before noon. So, it'll either be that, she'll get here around noon, or we'll go before noon. So oh, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. If we just trot along. For the most part, I don't really have to use my right hand. Maybe for the camera a little bit. I just want to go over here and go fishing. Actually, no, fishing probably wouldn't be good. Maybe we'll just go and look at the water then. Because fishing could be bad. Oh, wow. Is that another bridge? Or am I, like, tripping out? That ain't the same bridge. Like, that's definitely a bridge right there. And I just crossed one too. Oh, man. How many bridges do they have? Oh, there is another bridge over here. Ew, and this is even more like a waterfall because of how fast it goes. Ew. Oh yeah, that's like a little mini waterfall-ish. Eee. Oh yeah, so awesome. This is lovely. Hello, Sabu. Oh, very unique name. Welcome to my club of cocktails. Finding myself. Thought I had some chocolate still on me. Haha, and I was right. Oh, no. I'm not really playing. I'm right now just seeing if my hands can even handle holding it, which it's not. That's why I'm not running or doing anything. I'm just enjoying the water. Um, I also don't play with strangers at all. Like, at all, at all. So, even if I was actually playing, it would still be a no. Yeah. Welcome obviously you're new to Club Kottontale, I'm a random content creator. I create content as a way to help myself mentally and physically, and simply have a place for me to be me. So, yeah. If you're looking to game with someone, I would find somewhere else. All you're really going to get from this is good water sounds and random conversation. You're welcome. I like your name though. Sabu. It's a very unique name. I ain't even gonna try to pronounce that last name because butchery is what would happen. But currently, order of operations is I'm going to get Jaded Rose reloaded. We may saunter for a bit along the water still, but the little bit of playing with the camera angle really, my right hand was just like, you know what, we don't like this, which is really disappointing, but it's partially my fault. I do need to be wearing my sleep braces. I wish carpal tunnel on no one ever. It's so crazy as my mom's had carpal tunnel for years because she worked in like carpentry type of work, doing like sound panels. She worked for a company called Jasco, which in the 90s was a huge fabrication company. But ooh, my mom, she developed carpal tunnel during working there. I got mine from pregnancy, which I did, like, I knew that, like, big feet was a thing that could happen, which I did. That happened to me. My feet did get bigger and they stayed. But I didn't know that carpal tunnel, like, getting carpal tunnel during your pregnancy is, like, a thing. But it is. I am just new to this. Oh, I'm assuming you're talking about Red Dead? If you're new to Red Dead, I'm assuming you're on the PlayStation 4, but if you press left on your D-pad, your best friend is going to be the daily challenges. If you haven't chosen one of these things to do, I would recommend choosing one of these. I'm a very casual player, so I do collector. So, like, if my wrist was able to do it, I would go and collect fossils, because it would get me my fossils, plus it's a thing that you do with a shovel, so it would get me gold and money. This is a good way to get gold and money, is doing all of these daily challenges. But my recommendation, if you're new to playing Red Dead, is find the way that you want to play it. Because some people play it more aggressively, some people play it more casually, like me. Like, I'm a collector, so even if, like, my hands were working amazing and I could do exactly what I wanted to, I'd still just be galloping around, collecting things, going to Madame Nazar and selling the things. Because that's what I am as a collector. Oh, it doesn't even look like Madame Nazar is on the map right now. She only appears sometimes. I'm sure that's probably the same thing with the other ones. The only other ones that I've kind of, like, sort of dabbled in, like, you know, thought about doing is the Naturalist. But it takes a lot of gold, and I don't do things that get me lots of gold. I have heard, you know, obviously if you do, like, missions with friends and stuff like that, I feel like those probably get you more gold. I've only posseed up once ever, or a couple times, and it was with my ex-husband, and then, like, an OG Club Kottontale from here. Um, but other than that, I have not. So I don't know too much of that experience. I've been told that's how you get the big monies. I do not have big monies. I got, like, oh, you can't even see it right now because my face is on it, but, like, I got like $141 because I recently just went and bought stuff from Madame Nazar for my collector's bit. All of these cost money. You gotta spend money to get money. But I see some people that have, like, I mean, and they're also, like, a super higher level. Like, I'm only level 44. And really, most of those levels have happened recently because, like, I'm a very casual player. So I have actually had this game since when it came out in 2017. But I've only played it for, like, a binging portion in 2017, then took a break, and then recently been doing a binging portion this year, 2022. So, uh, Like we went from, I think like I remember being level 18, and when we came back in it, I think I was around level 20, so I've leveled up 24, the most that I have ever just in this binging. And that's because I have been focusing on doing these daily challenges. I definitely feel like that's a good way to level up, is working, like picking picking one of the things to do. Like I know a lot of people do bounty hunter. Um, Trader is also one that I've considered. I know tons of people that do the moonshining one, and I do know that the moonshine business, whereas it's like crazy, it does make you a good amount of money, because my ex did the moonshining business. But yeah, if I remember correctly, when you first start out, it gives you, like, you have enough money to choose one of these. I chose my collector's bag, and I'm level 20. Like, I'm the highest that I can get in collectors. Like, if I wanted to, I could try to do one of the other things, but for me, I just enjoy continuing to collect things. Like, that's fun for me. I don't really, you can do all of them. Like, I'm sure there's some people that, like, see, I've talked to this person, that's why it's highlighted. The naturalist is unlocked because I talked to the person. I have shown interest in it. Same thing with the trader. Obviously, the other ones are. This one, it's because I went to a bounty board just to see what it was. But I'm not really interested in the bounty one. Like, I'm highly interested in either the naturalist or the trader. I feel like the trader would probably make you good money, especially because that's done out of your camp. But, I'm sure, like, there's some people like, ooh, I want to get to distinguished in all of them. For me, I, I just mainly, I like my collecting. I got my sexy necklace for my horse. This was probably like one of the best things that I had gotten as being a collector. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff that, like, I have 22 of these little coiny things to open up these different things if I wanted to, but because I know that I might do one of the other ones, I don't want to just like unlock everything for this, especially if I don't want it like this. I'm never going to want that. A tied bandana, I doubt I'm ever going to want that. I might at some point take these just because, like, hello, Mr. Steampunk Glasses. Ooh, kind of like that. I've been contemplating the satchel, but I like the satchel that's on my horse, so eventually, this is the next thing I'm trying to save up for, 700. Takes a long time to get to 700. We had to get to 700 to get our metal detector, but I love my metal detector. So, $600. We'll finally have enough to get our upgrade on our camp. Oh, it's gonna be so sexy though. That collector's camp is so beautiful. It's so bougie. I think that's something else that I really like about the collector's role, is that they're super bougie. Like the bounties is just like more badass, you know what I mean? But like the collectors, you have like fancy watches and dingle dangles that dangle from your fucking belt, and then you also get a bandana. I'm sure you probably like get the same sort of thing in the bounty one, but it's probably different at the same time, because I would think that they would have, things that are only collectible through the role itself. Oh, I want this thing. It's like just like this thing that ties around her head. I like doing that in real life, especially with my bald head. But with long hair, short hair, it's just cute to like every so often put like something around like that. Right now we're hella rocking our Cinderella look though. Okay, good. It's not too cold to where I have to put my other fit on. I've been hella into our Cinder Cowboy. I also eventually want to make a few others. Snow White will be an easy one to make. Like, I could actually probably use this exact skirt and just buy a yellow corset. But I want to do a different skirt. There's a darker blue that I think will just be utterly perfect for Snow White. And well, that's also the decision. Do I want her to be a sexy Snow White in the way that we have a sexy Cinderella? Because I could put on a blue shirt that like covers all that, but I enjoy this outfit. It also very much like evens out because she's wearing very like warm wintry boots and gloves. So it's like the mixture together makes it to where it's suitable for warm weather, but she also can handle like, she's not freezing in this 41-degree weather. Whereas if she had different boots on and no gloves, she might be a little cold, I would think. Um, if it drops down below 30, though, we would need to put on her snow fit. Okay, I was like, it's either getting dark or it's just very, very foggy, but it's both. Foggy and it's getting dark. It's gonna get quite creepy. And walk, oh walk. Oh man. Oh, it's a walkway down there? Yeah, we ain't going down there. That'd be extra creepy down there. I don't know how we feel about this location, but oh, almost 9. Oh, Club Kottontale has been very much the moisture that we always need, but especially with all the fucking extra thoughts and feelings with having to see not just one Voldemort, but 2. Well, technically 3 because Rex is a Voldemort because that's Lady Voldemort's puppy. But Rex is like the best Voldemort. But even that was fucking triggering with the fucking. I still can't believe that one of her newborn blankets was. Oh man, I just. And then the very kind of like the fact that he didn't even know. He was like, oh, I didn't realize that was one of her blankets. Like, it's a rainbow blanket. Your child is literally a rainbow baby, and one of her names she goes by is Rainbow. But you didn't think that the rainbow blanket was was hers. Uh, and I am glad though that he, had apologized and everything, understood, and felt bad that that happened. So he's gonna wash it and he's gonna have it, come home with her, which I'm thankful for because the only reason that blanket was there is because when I moved a year ago, um, finally getting away from that environment, I I didn't want to take all of Rainbow's stuff that she had from newbornness to here because I wanted her to have some kind of normality, so, some similarities and things that she's had, all of her life up to that point, still in the Longview house. Even though we weren't going to be living there majority of the week because I am Rainbow's primary care provider, so I take care of her Monday through Friday and she goes to her dad's on the weekend. But I didn't want to take all the blankets, but now I kind of wish I had because it makes me wonder, like, what other, blankets from her newbornness has been used for, who knows what. It just makes me really glad that I kept the ones that I did keep because I would have been, rather upset if those had gotten ruined, like the one that her great grandmother made her, or the blanket that she came home in. Um, I also kept the blanket. Like there was a rainbow set that I had really loved, and it was one of the things that I chose when I was pregnant. And my father-in-law, Rainbow's grandfather, actually got it for her. And I made sure that blanket came here because I wanted to have that kept special and stuff like that. Even though I was like, oh, it's his dad. Like that would be extra special for like Voldemort to have the blanket. But I mean. A blanket that was used literally in her first ever photo shoot, as a newborn, her 3 month shoot, that was done by his friend's wife, his friend Andrew's wife, Apple. Like, he forgot that that was her blanket, so I just can't even imagine what would have happened to the other ones. Oh, man. I'm glad that that blanket really is the only blanket that I even remembered um, being there. Some of the other ones, I don't remember necessarily. which one's got. I know the pink one did with the poof balls, but that blanket was, even though I love that blanket was bought during a situation that was just messed up. Like, but we won't even think about that. We always gotta be mindful and think about the rainbows, not the shit, because there's always tons of shit in life. You have to look at the rainbows, find the rainbows amongst the shit. So, at least I got the best rainbow from that relationship, which is Amber Jr. herself. Ah! My gosh, my hand's a palmy and I can't get my grinder open. Oh, goodness. I can't believe, but goddamn, got me in love again. Whenever I think about that, you got me in love again, I think about the Ghost Prince, or Dream Prince, really. But it's just like, they didn't have a face, but it's like the feeling of their arms around me, and then like their heart. But because like it's a dream, like it's like, was their hair brown? Was it light brown? Was it dirty blonde? Was it blonde and it was just dark? Like it's very much like you're unsure to what uh, they look like. It's just remembering more so that they were tall enough that you could feel their presence above you. But I don't remember how much. Like I want to say it was like they were probably like 6'3", 6'4", or something. But just like remember the arms being around me, not feeling. And I did get the privilege of having that feeling in real life. So whereas I felt it in a dream, I do know what it feels like in real life to actually have someone's arms around you like that. Even though that particular person definitely led us on and did craziness. Like, Red Ranger will go down in history of just like, reminders of when a person has a red flag, they have a red flag. You know what I mean? Definitely have came across quite a few red flags. Being back in the dating. It's just like, it's only been 2 years, and just I think about the stories and my experiences in the last 2 years, and I'm just like, holy shit. I'm like, maybe I'm glad I haven't had too much more experiences. Like, I don't think. If I did have a prospect this year, it obviously wasn't one that they gave me enough feeling for me to think about it. Because I can't. Only one that really stands out is our friend that we tried to reconnect with. Had been over a decade since we tried to reconnect with Travis, and that they ended up ghosting when we had made plans to hang out, and still have yet to hear from them. I don't think I ever will, and that's okay, because I don't want to be friends with someone that can tell a person like, oh, I've always considered you a close friend, and then days before you're supposed to hang out and attempting to reconnect after over a decade, you just disappear. It's like, okay. I do my thing. I love myself. Ooh, gotta eat some. I think for breakfast we'll probably just do some chocolate milk. That's what I need. I need to add chocolate milk to our list. Oh, never mind. Past Amber did, in fact, add. God damn it. Past Amber did, in fact, add chocolate milk to our list. So thank you, Past Amber. Good job, good job. String cheese, yogurt, eggs, bread, lunch meat, peanut butter. Ah, yes, peanut butter. And then more celery. Celery with peanut butter on it is so good. Frozen fruit, chocolate milk, apples. Well, check the apples, because depending on what kind of apples they are, I may not get them. Yeah, nice little basic list. I'm going to double check and recheck to make sure that that number is correct on how much food stamps I have. I checked it last night, but I usually listen to it twice, and I decide to only listen to it once, and then of course I question myself afterwards. So I'll recheck that, but put that by my brace. That way, ooh, gosh, man, the carpal tunnel always hurts, but it's extra achy today. Just holding that pen for that little bit. Oh, ow. Fuck, it's like, now that I'm fully relaxed, it's like all of the endorphins that were pented up from having immense anxiety attacks and then a few panic attacks, like, it just like, you have so much endorphins pumping through, you don't feel any of your physical pain. And then, like, initially when I started calming myself down, I could tell that I got out of bed too quickly, which I already knew I did, but I wasn't feeling the pain of my hernia. And then I started feeling the pain of the hernia, and then my fucking hip pain, and then now I can feel the pain in my wrists, and I am not looking forward to pushing this cart. I am so, like, hold on, let's double check this list. Like, no, we definitely got to get a cart, because the chocolate milk in a basket would probably be too heavy, because like I still got like this one's not aching, but we got carpal tunnel in lefty. Righty's just way worse than lefty. Um, Holding a basket, even though I think all of this would fit in a basket, we're still gonna have to push a cart. But so I'll just make sure to wear my wrist brace. And literally, like, the heaviest thing is the milk, because there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, possibly 10. Yeah, so easy peasy. Ah. Ooh, wait. Paper towels. Specifically, sparkle paper towels. I think we're okay on toilet paper till next month. But next month, I'm definitely going to have to get more paper towels. We already have bath soap. We don't need hand soap for there. Do I need... I don't think we need body wash. Which I would get that at the Dollar Tree anyways. Oh, I do need to look at Band-Aids. Son of a poop shooter. Forgot to tell her dad that her ankle has a boo-boo on it. I'm sure she'll tell him, though. So if she needs a Band-Aid for it, he'll put a Band-Aid on it. But I usually... My brains were not. Like, as soon as I, like... He was like, oh yeah, you know, Lady Voldemort and Puppy Voldemort are coming. I'm just like, oh! So, you know, instant anxiety into panic attack. Like, I literally, as, like moments, like minutes after I woke up to that, I called my mom. I was just like, I could. We could not deal. So I just like, I put Blue Bear in front of me, like he's sitting right here, but like I had him sit in front of me, and I just like was breathing, and got uh, quick medicine in me, got Rainbow ready, and got her off to her dad's. That much Voldemortery. It's amazing that I was able to remember anything. I gotta get sponges. I have this like sponge wand, and all you have to do is get different spongy heads to go onto it. For the most part, I use a washcloth to clean. That's what my grandmother did, and tried and true for a reason. So I do the same thing. Majority of my dishes get washed with a washcloth, but every so often you have like a pan or something like my air fryer. Those sort of things you want to use a non something that's not going to scratch it up. So because most of my stuff is non-stick, so you need a scrubber that's not going to mess with that. And then I do have a heavy-duty scrubber for like um, every so often I'll make a steak, so I use it on those pans. But for the most part, I'm using a non-stick one. But anyways, it just kind of like goes onto it, and then you can use it for different things. It doesn't get used very often, just like how most of the time I'm using a Dawn soap that's both hand and dish soap, and it's fantastic. And then I have the spray, the power wash spray. Like, oh man, that shit's phenomenal. But you don't need it all the time because it is really like super intensive. Like, I feel like it's really only needed every once in a while, and on certain messes. Oh, bridge up there. I, I don't know why I'm so fascinated with all these rope bridges. Usually they'd be fucking with me something fierce, but right now I'm just like, ooh, rope bridge. I would never, ever, ever go on a rope bridge in real life. I remember, I think there was one in the Swiss Family Robertson house in the Magic Kingdom. Because I was always disappointed that I went to Disneyland and I didn't go into Tarzan's treehouse, even though like I knew it was gonna cause panic in me, and that's why I didn't go in it. But because of that, I was like, I'm going in this treehouse, and it was the Swiss Family Robinson fucking treehouse, and like it was really badass, but I was just terrified. Like even the pictures of me, I'm like, like I'm forcing a smile so hard because I'm just like, you could tell I am not having the best time ever. So it's like interesting that I'm like super intrigued and enthralled with the rope bridges today in game because real rope bridges I would never I've only been over one bridge that kind of goes over like a waterfall or like a nature sort of thing, and it took me years, I mean quite literally like 2 decades to get over it. I remember as a kid walking to it a few times because that's as far as my mom would go. Um, Not because she didn't want to cross the bridge. I think a part of it was that she didn't want to cross the bridge, but she always just said it was like, oh, I'd rather just go sit and we can get an ice cream while we wait for the boys type of thing. And then my stepdad would take the boys and they'd go all the way to the top of Monomo Falls. But I would always just go to the bridge that, you cross over. And I never crossed over it until I was probably like 26. 26. I was 26 when I did a lot of things when I was 26. I definitely, I've always just been about, pushing myself out of my comfort zone and stuff like that. Um, but, 2013, the year that I was 26 and turned 27, like, I was so adventurous that year. But, yeah, man. When I finally got across that bridge, it was crazy. And I've since forth done it like 3 or 4 times now. Not even that many, in retrospect. But the first time that I did it, I was just like, oh my god, I'm a badass. And it took me a hot moment, for that thing. Like, I think what got me over it more than anything is that I didn't want others to see me struggling to get across it. So like I just was like, suck it up, buttercup type of situation. But I also knew that I wanted to do it, and that was a big part. Um, but that's just because from the age of 26 on, I just have always been moist as a motherfucker. Like I'm gonna be me 100%. I'm gonna be mindful, and definitely respectful and kind, but I'm gonna be me, and I'm gonna enjoy the things I enjoy. I'm gonna be me and do the things I enjoy. And, I'm not gonna do something unless I know I absolutely want to do it, and I knew I wanted to do that, and it was awesome. But man, I don't even know, like, I know right now there's no way I could do it. Like, I'm just not in a good place. We're in a better place mentally than we were, say, last year. But, nah, 26-year-old Amber definitely has the moisture on this Kottontale. Or even, like, when we first created Club Kottontale, I was 29 and turned 30 that year. 2016 was a good year. And the year before that is when I went to Disney World, went to the Magic Kingdom, so that was awesome. Leave it though. Oh, leave the door open. I have this emote in Fortnite. I'm gonna leave the door open. What's great about it is I bought the emote just because I thought it was great. I didn't even know it was like related to anything of Bruno Mars until afterwards, and I was like, oh shit. You're trying to leave the door open. Leave the door open. Tell me when you're coming through. So sweet, so tight. Unless you like. Actually, I'll nibble a little bit. If I have romantic interest in someone, I probably won't even like to ask them if they're into biting. I'll just be like kissing on their neck and nibble on them a little and see how their reaction goes. Oh, one day again. Hmm. I need you, baby. Open, open. Tell me when you're coming through. Ooh, la la la. Tell me, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tell me when you're coming through. Ooh. This song so much, and it just makes me think of the emo. Oh man, Easter Sunday. I really had wanted to on Easter Sunday to. I did do a meeting that day, and it was needed for something unrelated. But I had wished that my hands could have done some Fortnite that day because we have some of the best bunny skins ever. So like Bun Bun here for fun. Probably like one of my top favorite bunnies. I don't know if he's my favorite. I think that like Kottontale Yonsei will always have that like special place in my heart because she was not just the first bunny rabbit that we bought, but she's the most traditional. Like she's just a cute little white bunny, a little cute white bun bun. But yeah, I love all my bunnies, but I would say that like Probably number one and number two would be Kottontale, and then Bun Bun. Bun Bun here for Fun Bun. I love him so much. I'm not sure who number three would. I think number three. Hmm. Because, like, literally, they're not just, like, my top two. Well, they are the top two bunnies, but those are my two top favorite ones in general. I think number three, though, would have to be Stone Cottontail. I love my Stone character. Like, she may even be my favorite, like, over Cottontail Yonsei. It's just, like, Cottontail Yonsei holds, like, a special place, you know what I mean, in my heart. But, like, I love my Stone Cottontail. Like, I would say that that's probably my favorite skin. And then Meowsers would probably. Hmm. Damn, yeah. I'd probably put Stone Cottontail first, and then it would be Bun Bun, and then Meowsers. So it's like, Cottontail Yonsei wouldn't even be in my top three. Probably be number four of, like, my favorites in general. Or would she? Hmm. That moment when, we've gotten some pretty sweet skins throughout the years. Hmm. So anyone who is curious about the content, I am a random content creator. If you do not know what random means, it means that it can happen at any time, any place, any sort of way at random. Don't know when it's going to happen, what it's going to be, or how long. That is the content I create. So yeah, only the universe knows when and what kind of content I'm going to make. I do not know these things. So, yeah. Like, I didn't even know this meeting was going to happen. I didn't know this meeting was going to happen until it needed to happen. Okay, that's pretty awesome. This happened at an hour ago too. At 8:19, we had hit it and realized it was 8:19, and we're like, oh, it's almost 4:20 summer. Now, because it's 9:19 and it's about to be 9:20, that does mean that it is 4:20 somewhere from my sexy marriage across the pond. So now I'm just like watching the clock, all excited and giddy. Cheers to my Harlequin, my sexy Jody, my sexy Marge twin across the pond. Because even though her hair is blue and purple, and right now mine is shaved and all natural, we are always the sexy Marge twins. Because it's a vibe, not just an aesthetic. Although we both do look extremely sexy with just blue hair. Although, like, I loved her with her just blue hair, but, like, this blue-purple mix, oh, it is phenomenal. And I kind of hope that, like, she keeps it for a while. I'm gonna put up a purple and blue hearts, blowing out some smoke because we are cheersing to our sexy Marge. Happy 420. Especially because she is a lurker and a individual who watches it as posted content. So she very well could be watching this. Maybe not, obviously, right now, but later on. What's hilarious is I think it's funny when people talk to chat as if there's anyone else there other than themselves. She does not go random chat. She's just saying that because she's a trolley Oreos. I don't troll people in my channel. Um, I have done trolly things in places, like, definitely back when I first sort of experienced live streams. There's live streams where, like, you have, like, thousands of people watching, like, a Family Guy meeting. And I actually met some cool people from that, like Lexi from Texas. I met her in one of those chats. So you can still meet really cool people who are real. They just, enjoy kind of, like, saying things or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, no. He put birch. He put birch. Oh man, you know what's really sad about you, dude, is that you still just like you're so sad in your own life that for some reason to you going and trying to project that onto another human being, and you always pick when like Club Kottontale needed, or a meeting where like you can tell that the meeting is very much needed. Like all my meetings are needed because this is therapeutic for this motherfucking birch right here. Or okay, tweet tweet. But like I seriously hope that you find whatever it is in life that brings you joy, and hopefully it's not just attempting to troll people online, attempting to be an 80s doll, attempting to project things in your own life that you dislike. But I mean, good luck and good riddance. All I gotta say about that. Good luck and good riddance. But I do. I wish him much luck because he's been trying to troll me for literally about 5 years now. And I mean, I don't know the person's age, but I do know what they look like, and they do look like they're an adult. Um, and I just don't, I don't get it. You know, I don't get it. But I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't go to the internet to be something that I'm not, to make other people feel something other than themselves. Like, I just utilize my Club of Cottontails for me. Always have, always will, and will always continue to. So, perfect time for our Trolls command. It always makes me think of, just an 80s doll. Oop, that's supposed to be a Z, bitch. I love Birch. And then they did correct it and change it to bitch, but I just like that's good. Like for one, it made me think of Minecraft, but for two, it just like I love it so much. But if you see an 80s doll, don't fret. Be yourself, and they will see. Club Conto is made for you and me. Really, all they need is a hug or a tug. Maybe both. Probably both. I get hugs daily from Rainbow, and I tug myself every once in a while, so I got all the hugs and tugs that I need. But no, I really, I wish people like that all the luck. Like, man, I don't understand getting energy from calling complete strangers bitch, or, just always trying to, like, get a rise out of complete strangers. Like, I can see the fun in it, especially if you're in a place where there's, like that, for example, that Family Guy chat, which I haven't been in one of those since, like, 2017. Because, it served a purpose then, but meh. But it definitely can be fun when, you're typing and someone responds to you. Because you're just like, you can just type an emoji and then someone will talk to you, is how I would get it, and then basically I would troll their troll. That, like, I would type an emoji of, like, watching or something like that, because I'd be, like, token I'm watching the Family Guy show or the chat itself, and then someone would respond to you, go at Kottontale and be like, hey, well, at that time it would be Amber motherfucking Lewis. So they'd be like, at Amber motherfucking Lewis, like, what's with the motherfucking name? Or, something like that. And it would just get them to interact, and then I would just, like, basically, like, I wouldn't even call it trolling because, like, my trolling is just letting the Ambers do what they want. Like, 100% with no mindfulness whatsoever. Like, it's different. Like, we basically is like you read something, and your first thought that pops into your head, I would just type it. And sometimes my first thought is like, woohoo, let's backpedal that a bit. And then the second thought is still pretty intense, and like we have to backpedal it quite a few times before we actually can say something. That's like a daily, regular basis with me interacting with other people. I will see something, it will like make me think or feel something a certain type of way, and I have to be mindful to not, respond with the exact thought that we thought. Oh, I think I love you. Oh, actually, I know I love you. Affection is coming for you and for me. Like winter is always comes. Just sometimes you don't know when or how long it will be there for. Gosh, some places. Like I recently was watching some awesome nature shows via Disney Plus and National Geographic, and like I could not live in a place where 3 to 6 months out of the year is just snow. Like, no, thank you. Did I type it wrong? Is it supposed to be affections? Is there an S? Did I forget the S? I think I forgot the S. I do that sometimes. The VIP one gives me all the time. Like, is there an S? Is there not an S? I'm pretty sure there is an S on that one too. When in doubt, she probably puts an S. Okay, let's see. It is affections, but it would say I fucking love you, Club Kottontale. So we will retype that in a moment. But while I'm here, I'm gonna check the VIP one too, cause. Okay, so yeah, that one it's just VIP for subs. Yep. So that's what I thought. I knew there was an S on it, but it's on the subs part, not the VIP part. See? Oh man, that one's great. Oh shit. I swear, I always be making some random shit that I just like don't even remember that I did. Oh man. Oh man, I almost feel like this one. Shit. Oh, oh man, that one definitely needed. I'm gonna still put up. Oh man, and then I forgot. Man, I am like mixture of still dealing with the Voldemortness. Okay, there we go. Put the moisture on the cowboy because that just feels fitting. Okay, I'm sorry, Assbot. I know. Oh, thank you. It's just like I got you. Except that's the wrong one. It brought up the thing that it's supposed to bring up after the other one, but it didn't bring up the actual thing. Because basically you can type one thing and it'll trigger another thing, and that's what I did. Is you know the water wings will trigger it to put up no shame as well, but it didn't put up water wings, which makes me a little sad. Because it's really nifty what it says. It's just like tread lightly in the moisture that is Club Kottontale. Like that's so delicious. Like yes, but I'm a little sad that it was like I don't want to work. I'm gonna try again. Cause Cause that's just too good. That's just too good. Past Amber, I see you. I see you, Past Amber. Oh, see? Still putting up the other ones, but not the main part. Like, why you do this to me? I mean, putting up moist isn't bad, but... Alright, well, I'll see how you forego with this. It's My fault too. Bogging him out like that. I fucking love you. I fucking love you. Club Cuntent. Man, you know what's funny is being called a trolley. trolley Oreos. Earlier, I don't even know, like, what did they consider trolling? Because they said that something I said, I didn't mean it. I was just being trolly. Like, literally everything we've talked about has been about my mental health or my carpal tunnel. So I'm just like, like, okay. Or like, maybe it was like the random content. Like it is random. Like literally, I don't know when I'm gonna make content, and I especially don't know when or why or what prides. Like this meeting only existed because I needed moisture after the intense morning with the Voldemorts. Now it's 9:30, just after 9:30. We are feeling very Mooiisstt as a motherfucker. Got that deliciousness from the Club Cotton. So there's nothing like some trollioliness to get you, ready and prepared for many things. Um, but especially to process and deal with kind of getting in real life trollioliness from your ex. Um, but I got a short little grocery list to do. I want to make sure to do some good stretching and maybe even get a little sweat on, excuse me, before I take a shower and contact my mermie. I may actually, do I need a shower? I may wait to shower because it might be nice to shower after I get home from the store. Just kind of like, so, actually, text my mom now and be like, I'm about to end my meeting and then I'll be getting ready. Because I always take a bath before I get in bed. I can't get into my bed without showering. Unless I've showered that day. Like, sometimes I'll do a shower, like, after lunchtime before dinner time. And that's, like, not so early. Like, if I do one in the morning, I'll still do one before bed. Because I just don't, it's the feeling of my body before I get into my bed, you know? FX. Oh, I love this. This gutter group. Some K-pop. Alright. Oh, man. Thank you again to anyone that's been lurking, twerking, watching incognito. Thank you to the universe for sending me some trolliolis, because you already know a little bit of an 80 doll. Some 80s dolls will keep that moisture flowing extra hard. Until next time, which only the universe yours truly knows when and what kind of contentery. Red Dead tends to be the thing that we go for some relaxation, plus I enjoy playing it. But whenever I just need the good sounds in the game and, just a moment to take in everything that is Club Kottontale, very much enjoyed and a pleasure. I know that I have to do some grocery shopping, and then I asked my mom if she would hang out with me for a little bit after grocery shopping, and she said that she would. I think I'm going to possibly have her watch one of the Spider-Man movies with me, or we may choose a different movie. We have a few different sort of movies and things that we can watch. But until next time, and always remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. And we'll see you then. Bye.